Y'all, Keith Lee is back in the news, and as usual, it's for doing God's work. Y'all, if you don't know, there is a whole scandal erupting out of behind Keith Lee out of Texas. Y'all, what is going on with Texas? But I wanted to bring you the receipts to see what y'all think because it has some interesting characters. It has Keith Lee basically giving $5,000 to a food truck owner. Okay? Actually it's 4,800, but it don't matter. He was doing God's work. He showed up out the blue. And now it's debated on whether he was promoted, whether somebody brought him along, what was going on. There was a food truck owner. She sold like cakes and sweets. There was a barber and there was a hair braider. And yes, they were doing hair and braiding hair out in a parking lot. I guess at least they don't got to sweep up nothing, right? When Keith Lee left, he was so impressed with the lady's business that he said, yo, I want to pay it forward. You know Keith Lee, right? Listen, all he does is amplify. If you good, he gonna make you great. If you bad, baby, everybody gonna find out you the worst. Okay, I'm a fan of Keith Lee. A lot of people were dragging him, but y'all, I'm about to play y'all the receipts. Not only did this lady get on Instagram Live and tell her thing, her son got up there hooping and hollering. And then Keith Lee came and cleared the air. I want to know who y'all think is lying, who y'all think is telling the truth. Let's get back to those 4 bands and 800s. So what happened was he's like, yo, I love this. He literally gave the girl, said, listen, I want to give you a $2,000 tip. He said, I love your stuff so much. I also want to give $800 to pay for everybody in line, pay for their orders. Okay? And he also said, so that was $800. Now we at $2,800. He said, I also want to give $1,000 to the barber and $1,000 to the hairdresser. Okay? And that was it. Everybody said, thank you, Keith Lee. He was in the Lord's work. But y'all, pandemonium exploded because after he left, people are saying that woman only gave 3 free things to the people in line and then charged everybody else. And that other $2,000 that was supposed to go to other people, she ain't never getting them the money. Y'all. Now listen, the woman weighed in. Talking about y'all, listen, they're even saying Keith Lee destroyed this woman's business. The woman weighed in, the son weighed in, and then Keith Lee came and weighed in, and baby, TikTok went crazy. With no further ado, let's pull up the receipts, but we're going to let this woman say her own story, okay? And then we're going to get into Keith Lee, and then what everybody else is saying. All right, let's go.
Okay, you guys. First of all, I want to say I'm not a scammer, and I'm not a thief. I am just a person who's trying to make it every day. I want to give a shout out to my son for marketing me. I don't know how many of you guys follow him, but because of him, that is the reason why Keith Lee came to visit me. Now, when I arrived that day, the only reason why Sherelle was there, and I don't know her that well. The only reason why she was there is because my son asked her to be there, I guess. I don't know. And then she said that she wanted to meet Keith Lee, so she just wanted to be there. So it wasn't that she was working for me. She really just wanted to be there for Keith Lee. But I want to give a shout out to her anyway.
Now, again, I'm just letting y'all hear what she had to say because what do y'all think about it? At the beginning, she had me. I was a little sympathetic because I was like, your son did all this. What's going on? Maybe people are trying to ruin you. Y'all, listen to this.
Okay, they went on Facebook Live, Instagram, I don't know what platform it was, and they were marketing me, trying to get him out there to see me. So I still want to thank her for doing that. And yes, she do deserve to be compensated for that. But she will not even talk to me about that, you know? Now, getting to the nitty gritty. So we all out there. And my son called this guy, I guess that's her brother. I didn't know him, never seen him. to come cut his hair. And he came out there to cut his hair. He plugged his thing into my generator and he cut his hair. I'm in the food truck. I'm going crazy because I know he's coming. And I'm trying to get... So I'm not fully aware of what's going on outside, y'all. So next thing I know, I see a girl running and Sherelle running and they hug. And I'm like, who is that? Come find out she was supposed to have been braiding no girl hair. But she told her to come out there because she didn't want to miss Keith Lee. So when Keith Lee did arrive, it looked as if they were with me.
Now, when I first heard this, I was like, wait, what? Is this a misunderstanding? And if they look like they were with you and he thought they were with you, why didn't you just give them the money, that like their portion of the tip? You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And it's a big TikToker. I don't know much about her. All I know is I built this business from the ground up. Me and my son. And for her to even think, because she called somebody out there just to braid her hair, that she deserved $1,000 and try to make it seem like... Now, I could see if when Keith Lee said, give that barber $1,000 for free haircuts, he should have said, anybody, come on, who want their haircut for free? Come on. Then he would have deserved it. Then that would have made him with me. Because now you're helping me. You're shining on me. This man was not with me. He was only solely there because my son called him to cut my hair. Now, I would love to do the right thing. And I feel like I did do the right thing. Now, for her, and then I told her, on top of that, I didn't even have the money. He paid with a credit card. The money just hit the bank account today. I'm going to give my son what he deserves. And I would give her some, because she did market me that morning, but that's all she did. And I don't even know who he is. The barber, that's my son's head. He wasn't with me. Keith Lee, I heard he thought that they were my kids. They're not my kids. Those were my son's friends. But this ain't even about money, y'all. This is about the principle. How dare you come and make it seem like this was something that it wasn't? You were supposed to be out there to support Sweetly Seasoned, a struggling business. And then you turn around and make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. I dare you. I dare you. And yeah, for everybody, I'm getting emotional because y'all have no idea how much work and effort I put into my business. And I don't know if this is going to make me or break me. I don't know, but I know I got God.
Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you're like, baby, you got God, but is he on your side? I mean, he'll always have you, even in your darkest hour. But did you just fumble the Keith Lee effect? Because right now, things are sounding strange. Hold on, y'all. We almost to the end of her explanation, because you need to hear the whole thing. So what Keith and all of them say, make, and what Keith says is going to shock you.
I feel like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King with so many hate calls all night long.
I know, I rolled my eyes too. No, you didn't just compare yourself to Martin Luther King. But let's keep going.
Threatening me. Oh, the free food. That's a lie. That's a lie. I supposed to close at 5 o'clock, but Keith Lee came right before that. So, I set out to 9 o'clock giving out free food to everybody. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Is it a lie? Because something ain't adding up. You stayed out 4 hours extra handing out free food because people knew Keith Lee was at your stand, and it took you 4 hours to give away $800 in free food, and a slice of cake is $8. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to end this, and I I hope to see you guys. I'm not going to let this stop me. I hope to see you guys. I have some great things coming up. It is what it is. It was everything. You cannot believe everything you hear. And you cannot believe what people say. Facts is facts.
You know what people say, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you can't have your own facts. So let's hear from one of the people that said that they should have gotten at least a stack and her brother should have gotten a stack from the Keith Lee tip. Let's get into this.
But now this is where the downfall comes in. A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
He wants to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody.
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his card, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do, right?
Y'all, it wasn't over because Sweetly Season, that's the food truck lady, her son was getting rowdy, responding, basically calling this girl and her brother a liar.
Wrong.
You came to help a struggling business owner, but you found a way to build controversy around it for your page so you get clicks, views, and money.
Now, already off the bat, I'm side-eyeing the son because you're accusing Keith Lee of needing your mama's business to get clicks and... Boy, okay, but let's see what else he got to say because he already starting off on the wrong foot.
She literally said right hand to God, if I don't... This is the part that made me mad. They came to the food truck at closing. I was like, it was basically going to be like some type of pew-pew session between him and my brother because he was threatening my mom, her brother, talking about he was going to do whatever to my mom. So I'm like, okay, my brother was there sitting in the car just waiting. Like, what you want to do? Mind you, this is the next day after he had got the haircut. So I'm like, we not doing all this. I'm like, I don't see what's the point. Her brother's like, I need my money now. I'm like, how are we going to give you the money now if nobody has it, bro? Like I told y'all, I went to the truck, I asked my mom. Nobody had the money. The payment just cleared today. Just cleared today. He paid with a Square. When do Square pay the next day, y'all? When do Square pay? He paid at 5 p.m. after 5 p.m. He paid like 5:30 p.m. You don't get those payments at midnight?
But your mama just said that she didn't feel like she owed anybody anything, and she felt that that money was hers. So, okay, let's keep going, because we about to get into what Keith what Keith had.
Like, and I didn't have $1,000. Well, I have $1,000 in the bank, but I didn't have it to go and just give. You know what I'm saying? The bank was closed. I can't get your brother $1,000. I said I would give your brother $1,000 just off GP, just so that you wouldn't put this stuff on the internet and try to lie and get clout off of it, which you said you were going to do. As my freaking friend, you gonna sit there and lie like, no, I'm not gonna put it on the internet because I'm just not gonna do that. That's not the mission at all. I'm like, you literally put drama around Keith Lee's name when it doesn't have to be. Like, you're really acting like, she act like my mom was just like, oh, this all my money. I'm not paying none of y'all. Y'all not getting none. No, y'all not getting none. Never. How many times did my mom say she was sending out money? Y'all don't want to hear that part, though.
Yo, Keith wanted to hear that part because, baby, he responded and set the record straight, and ooh, this is embarrassing.
Y'all don't want to.
Keith Lee has spoken.
3 days ago, me and my family went to Sweetly Season food truck. Number one, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes.
So the reason he's bringing this up is during a live, the owner of Sweetly Season's son said that Keith Lee's team called the day ahead of time to let him know that they were coming. And Keith is making it abundantly clear that nobody knew he was coming.
Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching the lives. We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get his $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing. That's marketing. God willingly, after we post a video, there will be a line out the door. If there's a line out the door and there's a barber and a braider doing hair while people are waiting, that's marketing. So again, it's in the hood. You play some music, you cutting hair, you braiding hair, y'all all sitting out, y'all having fun. It's a parking lot barbecue.
Now, the reason he's talking about this is the owner of Sweetly Seasoned on her Instagram live was saying that Keith Lee was under the impression that the haircuts was free. And he's clearly telling you here, he was never under that impression. He also goes on to say he did not know if the braider and the barber and the owner of the food truck were all one team or not, but that wasn't the point. He didn't tip them because he thought they were part of the food truck. He tipped them because they provided something to those people waiting, and that's marketing.
The last thing I'm going to touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash. However y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement. But it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
So Keith Lee did tell her to distribute the money how she felt necessary.
I never said that. Regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, I felt on my heart to do what we did. So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong.
So when the owner of Sweetly Seasoned food truck said on her IG the following statement,
I don't think I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I want Keith Lee to tell me, after him knowing the truth now, if that man tell me to give them the money, I'll give it to him.
well, ma'am,
So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion.
Now and as a luck what happened. First of all, I don't even understand that woman and her son's thing. So Keith Lee said distribute it how you see fit. And you thought what was saying is taking everything. Then your son out here loud and wrong to the point of Keith Lee had to say something. But don't worry, he got called out on live because while he was on live talking about this, Keith Lee actually dropped this video. Listen to what the owner's son had to say and then listen to some reaction.
Keith Lee called me a liar. He said I lied. When?
This is just getting more and more embarrassing for them. Like, what are you doing? Oh my goodness.
The woman that stole $4,000 from Keith Lee when he came and blessed her at her food truck has now shut down her business. This picture went viral earlier today of somebody taking a screenshot of the Sweetly Seasoned food truck, and it says that it is permanently closed. Now, when I go searching for it online, I can't even find it to pop up on Google and say that it's permanently closed. This is the only place that pops up, and this is not the one from Keith Lee's video. And for those of you that don't remember, Keith Lee went to this woman's food truck just a few days ago in Dallas, where he gave her a $2,000 tip and then $1,000 for a man cutting hair and $1,000 for a woman doing braids right outside her food truck. Well, when Keith Lee went to give her the money, she didn't want to deal with cash, so he just gave her the $4,000 on his card to her Square machine, and she said that she was going to pay those people later on. Not to mention, Keith Lee gave her $800 to give out free meals, and she only gave out 3 before charging people again. Well, afterwards, people found out that she did not actually give out the $1,000 to the barber or the $1,000 to the woman braiding hair. She pocketed the whole $4,000. And now pages like Dallas Eats, which has almost 70,000 followers on Twitter and always gives recommendations of where to eat in Dallas, is calling for people to boycott that food truck. And now today, it looks like the food truck's been shut down altogether. So you guys let me know in the comments, does the food truck deserve to be shut down, or should she be staying?
Now, just in case anybody's worried, her business is not shut down. She actually moved her food truck to another side of Dallas because she couldn't show her face in the parking lot from the girl she took from and her brother. Again, where are y'all at? Listen to these TikTok reactions and let me know in the comments what you're thinking, because right now, yeah, they did wrong.
So we clear. A struggling business begs and pleads for Keith Lee to come to save their business, and they fumble the Keith Lee effect over 2,000 American dollars. $2,000 that could have been made back in the day, mind you. Then they got on the internet and begged Keith Lee to respond. Like literally said, if Keith Lee say da-da-da, so y'all beg Keith Lee to eat y'all up. And boy, did he deliver. Oh my, I would be embarrassed. I wouldn't even show my face on this platform. I look at you. Then ruined your reputation, made yourselves a public mockery. Nobody's gonna support you and your business is going to fail. Because guess what? That Keith Lee effect goes both ways, baby. That pendulum swings both ways. And unfortunately for y'all, the internet is not gonna forget this. Now they on the internet talking about they asked Sherelle to come pick up the money and she won't pick up the money. I wouldn't pick it up either. It's too late. Don't try to backpedal now. Y'all was very loud and very wrong until Keith Lee got on this internet and said what he had to say. Now is, well, we told her to come pick up the money. Nah, too late. Y'all made, it went from worse to worser. That's on y'all.
Man, we gotta do better, bro. Now, for those that are still catching up, you can go to Sherelle's video. It's kind of long. It's like 10 minutes long. But this is going to be my quick summary of like the whole situation. Now, we all know Keith Lee's in Dallas doing his food tour. And he stopped by this one truck by the name of Sweetie Season who does like desserts. Mind you, Keith Lee doesn't even eat dessert like that. But that's neither here nor there. So he did what he always does. You know, have people reach out. And they suggested a spot, Sweetie Season. If you even go to her profile, you'll see that people were tagging Keith Lee like 5-6 days ago. So Keith Lee pulled up, he tried the food, gave him a solid review. You know, he does what he always does, dash him a little cash, gave him some cash, and that's when things went. So he tipped a group of people $5,000 that was over there, and it was supposed to be divided up a certain type of way. $1,000 was going to be to Sherelle. I think she did like the branding and the marketing to get him there. He was going to give another $1,000 to the brother for doing a chop, like cutting hair, because, you know, sitting in line, waiting a long time, you know, might as well get a chop, right? And then $2K to the food truck, the dessert truck, whatever you want to call it, and $800 around sale for the people that were waiting in line so they can eat for free. Food truck owner kept everything. Bro, girl said after Keith Lee left, bro, she charged everybody in line, bro. Is that not crazy? Kept a full $5, bro. Even though I'm laughing, this is not funny. One thing I need us to learn is that we can be so short-sighted to the point to where we're blocking our own blessings, bro. Let this be a lesson to not focus on the money that you get on the front end when there's money coming on the back end. You're so worried. You're trying to hold so tight onto that $5,000 that you're ignoring the 30, 40, 50,000 that can be there in the next 3 to 6 months, bro. How does that make sense? You're so focused on the little money that you're getting right now that you're ignoring the money that you could be getting had you just done right by people. Listen, I'm in Dallas. I've never heard of your food trucks. Never. Not even a peep. And now you finally have the marketing of Keith Lee to market to everybody in Dallas. Keith Lee has been a rave in Dallas. Like, everybody's talking about Keith Lee right now. And instead for your name to be associated with Keith Lee and the good that Keith Lee is doing, now it's associated with something bad, which is not good for business. You literally fumbled a bag. Literally fumbled a bag. You literally fumbled a bag. Like, he just gave you the marketing. He just gave you the marketing. All you have to do, serve good food, deliver good customer service. And you have clients for the rest of your life, bro. And you let a measly $5,000 block you from your blessings? I don't know if y'all searched her up already, but she's on TikTok making TikToks right now. She has more comments than likes. Whenever you have more comments than likes, you did something wrong.
Closed down early. It was like 3 hours and no one came. So
At the end of the day, Keith Lee didn't have to give you that money. Keith Lee didn't have to stop by your food truck. Keith Lee didn't have to do the food tour. But for his love of food and helping people, we have what we see today. Y'all remember when Ocho Cinco was talking about Keith Lee and said he don't like Keith Lee because he gave a bad review to a black restaurant and I guess the food was bad or whatever the case may be. The way I see it, Keith Lee is like an amplifier. Like, if you have good food and good customer service and you get recognized by him, your business is going to shoot up like crazy. But if you have bad food, bad service, it's going to go downhill quick. So if you ask Keith Lee to come, be prepared for what's coming. Now, to add to that point, look what money made people do. Crazy shit. And I don't want to hear, oh, it's hard out here. I got to work for every single dollar. Whoop-de-whoop. Nah, because if Keith Lee ain't come, you will still be clocking in to work, trying to make your business work. And now instead of your name being associated with something good, such as like a good review, good customer service, now associated with something bad. Like, we all know now, like all of TikTok now knows a ST0LÉ season as, oh yeah, those are the people that was being greedy and want to split the money with, you know, the right people. Let this be a lesson, man. Stop doing bad business, man.